Morning, happy Sunday. Good morning, good morning. Oh boy. All right, ladies, good morning, happy Sunday. I decided to do this live. I was gonna go and take a shower. I just finished doing a workout. I have my shake here, my Rebuild and banana caramel. Can we just talk about how amazing this is? But I was gonna go take a shower, and then I thought, you know what? No, because I feel that something in my heart says I need to put this message out there because maybe somebody needs to hear it. I am all emotional, but it's okay. Whew, get it together. This morning I did a long workout because I had a very hard day yesterday. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the hormones. I don't know. Time of the month. I don't know. Maybe just because I'm being a woman. But the last couple yesterday on Friday, I went to a birthday party, and it was all these amazing women that have these amazing businesses. They are all entrepreneurs. There we go. And as we were talking, it was Brenda's birthday, and every single person, we were saying something great about her. And then her daughter spoke, and oh my God, I've been so emotional ever since. Her daughter spoke, and ooh, her daughter spoke. She is I don't even know how old she is, but she acts like she's 20,000 years old. She's so mature. And we were all saying great things about Brenda. She turned 40. And her daughter said, that she said something. And then she said, the best part about you, she said, is how you take the time to take walks with me. And she said, even though I never liked them and I never wanted to go on walks with you, she said, she's like, the times that we've gone on walks, just you and I, and had those conversations, she said, it means a lot to me because I know how busy you are with the house and being a mom. This little girl saying this, but being a house and being a mom and running your businesses and doing the program. And she listed all the things that Brenda does. She's a busy business woman, right? And she's a mom and a wife and all these other things, right? And the little girl was telling her, she's like, I know how busy you are. And the fact that you still take the time to take a walk with me, to talk to me, it means a lot. I mean, she said it a lot more beautiful than I'm saying it. The entire table was just bawling, right? And it really touched me. And the reason why it touched me so much is because one of the things, and I don't know if anybody out there can relate or feels like this, it's like as a mom, I feel that a lot of times we never feel like we're doing enough. We never feel like we're good enough. We never feel like we're doing enough because we want to give our children everything. Well, not like everything, but you know what I mean. We want to give them the best. We want to give them all our love. We want to give them all of our attention, But at the same time, we also want to give to ourselves. We want to give to our business. We want to give to our spouse. We want to give to our family. And it's like you're freaking torn from almost at least I think a lot of women feel a little bit sometimes guilty. For example, if you're with your child, and especially for us business women that run businesses, it's like you're with your kid, but you're thinking oh my God, I have all these things to do, whether it's cleaning the house, or if you don't have a business, whether it's cleaning the house or you're doing laundry or whatever. But if you have a business, a lot of the times you're thinking I have things I have to work, but then your son needs, my case, my son wants my attention. So then you're like, okay, I'm here, but then you feel guilty because you're letting go of your business. Okay. And yes, thank you. I guess, thank you ladies for saying yes, I feel like that. Me too. I feel I've yet to meet a person that hasn't said that they don't feel a little bit of guilt some way, somehow around being a mother, And then when you're working and you're like in your flow, right? Then you feel sometimes a little guilty and a little selfish because you're like, man, I should be with my kid. And like, it's like you're freaking torn in all directions, right? And I know some people are going to message me and say, well, just schedule your time correctly. You can do it all. I know all of this. But do you feel it, right? And then you compare yourself, and this is the worst. I don't really do this. I have to confess, I don't really do this that much. I have come to terms with the kind of woman that I am. Like, back in the day, maybe people were like, at home and they were like, what do you call them? The Brady Bunch, right? Where the mom was home and she had the little apron and she was cooking, making cookies and waiting for the kids to come home because the husband was working, right? Like, I don't think maybe some people still live in those times. There's days when I feel like I nailed it. Then there's times when I go to bed feeling defeated because I still could have done, yes, as a mom. I know, right? Oh, you're going to make me cry. Get it together, Sandoval. Get it together. And so, those times are not here anymore. At least, I don't know, maybe somewhere else, but certainly not in California. You cannot afford to have one income unless that one income is like, pretty big. But, it's like, it's really challenging. Most families both the parties have to work. So it's not like the mom is home with a little apron, making cookies and waiting for the kids to come home and the spouse to come home. And like, I don't know. Life is not like that anymore, at least not that I have seen. And here's the other thing, right? Here's the other thing. A lot of people don't know this about me. So I'm going to tell you my battle. I'm going to tell you my battle, okay? I'm going to confess this because I think a lot of people see me as so strong and have it all together. Listen, the stronger they look, the weaker, more sensitive, maybe not weaker, the more sensitive they are inside. It's all a freaking front. And, I was raised with women that were all working women. Okay, every single one of the women around me, I was not raised. My mom in Mexico did stay home but we moved here when I was 5. And ever since we moved here to the U.S., my mother worked all the time. There were times that my mother had 3 jobs. Yes, 3 jobs, Emma Sandoval, okay? And so I never was raised with a mom that was like with the apron, hanging out in the kitchen. My mom is an amazing cook, okay? So don't misinterpret what I'm saying. But she was working and she would come home and then do the thing. And it was like, I was at school, whatever, coming home, doing homework. My dad was always putting me in sports, but I always saw a working mother. Always. And not to mention my aunts, all of them. My grandmother was a businesswoman. So I was not raised with this, Brady Bunch kind of family. And sometimes, I will be honest with you, I feel so guilty that I'm not like that. I feel guilty that I'm not the type of woman that's like, let me make some cookies. And I've had to come to terms with the fact that I'm just not, I don't really feel guilty until somebody throws it in my face or somebody reminds me or somebody says something. I'm like, maybe I should do that because it doesn't even, ni siquiera se me ocurre. Like, ni siquiera se me ocurre. I don't think about maybe I should make Sebastian some. First of all, my son doesn't even like them, okay? I tried one time. My son is so weird. I tried making him cookies one time. I made them. Guess who ended up eating them? Me, right? And so I was like, okay, well, clearly that's not going to work. But it's like, I've just had to come to terms with the fact that I am not that mom. I am not that mom that's like, staying home with an apron and doing all these things. I am a woman that loves to work, that loves to make money, that loves to give him a good life. And yes, like last night I made Sergio's son and our kid and Sebastian, I made him some macaroni and cheese, and I like doing things like that, but it's not something that is every day. Like I'm sitting around the kitchen making some, I don't know, whatever people do, right? It's just not me. And for the longest time, I felt a little guilty. Well, like I said, I don't feel guilty till somebody says it. And then I think, should I be like that? But then at the same time, I'm like, I also have to be true to who I really am. And how do I balance doing both, right? How do I balance making sure that he still feels that I love and nurture him? That's why he's yours. Diosito, yes, girl, you know? And, oh, you guys. And see, and sometimes I have to realize that I get to love my son the way I get to love my son, right? Ooh, cheers. And I wasn't going to record this, but something in my heart said, there might be some women out there that also feel like, that you have some expectations, and it looks different for everyone. I know back in the day for some people, okay, I'm going to go watch that. I'm going to go watch that movie. Netflix, what's that? Haven't seen that in a while, but sometimes we have to remember that we get to love people the way we get to love them, and that it's perfectly fine if it's not the way other people say that they should love them, right? So, I'm gonna go and shower because I'm super sweaty. I had a killer workout, and something in my heart said, send it out. Because there might be a mom out there that feels like they're not enough or feels like they're not doing good because maybe your mom was a total Betty Crocker mom and you're not. Or maybe your mom was a hustling mom and you're not. Or maybe your grandmother or whatever, right? Or maybe people around you are like, okay, I'll tell you here. Let me tell you guys a little story to make you laugh, but this will tell you everything about me, right? So I put my son in Montessori school, and it was his first year, okay? This is how clueless I am, okay? So have some mercy for the moms out there. So I get to the school, and they're like, okay, for Valentine's Day, we're going to have a party. So please bring some healthy snacks and bring cards for the kids. And so one of the ladies says to me, because she knows I forget everything, she's like, I don't like to run around and play. I color with them. I am not a good cook, but I do a good rice, and that makes them happy. That's awesome, babe. And so you're welcome. I'm glad this is helping some of you guys. So I went to the school, and the lady goes, no se te vaya a olvidar, mañana tienes que traer las tarjetas, don't forget tomorrow, you got to bring the cards, for about 40 kids, and this is what she said. She said, bring the cards for 40 kids. So what did Karla do? She went to Walmart, and I bought 2 boxes of cards for the kids. I showed up. Oh, yeah, and I bought some snacks. I wasn't that clueless. I bought the teachers some. We're the best moms for our children, but yes, expectations are high. I know, girl. And so I bought the teachers. That I did know, okay? Brown nose, the teachers, right? Because they're taking care of my son. And so I got the teachers some gifts. I get to the school, okay? And I see these boxes of all these gifts of Valentine's Day and Valentine's gifts. And I'm like, with the kids' names on them. Girls, I brought 2 boxes with just the cards. That's all I did. 2 boxes. Okay, I wasn't expecting to cry all this much, but with all the cards, okay? And there was a lady there, okay? Get this. She's an ER. She's the head of the ER at Kaiser Hospital. And she's sitting there with her little baby, another baby, okay, and writing in the cards. And I was like, good morning. She's like, hi, good morning. And I could see her looking at me like, oh, shoot, I got caught. And she's writing the names. And I'm like, and she's like, I just brought cards. That's what she said. She's like, I'm like, well, at least you have the names. I just brought the boxes. And her and I started laughing. Because here I am, a working mom. First of all, it's my first son. I had no idea, okay? This is her first, well, she has 2 kids, but one of them is at school. The other one is too small. Her first kid there. She's an ER, head of the ER at the Kaiser. She's like, I just don't know how these moms have so much time. So she goes, I wish I had that kind of time. I didn't have the time. And you could just see her feeling so freaking guilty. And I looked at her, And I put my arm around her, I just gave her a hug, and I was like, don't be so hard on yourself. You're saving lives, you know? I'm like, I think the kids are gonna be okay if they're missing, because her and I didn't have the bags, if they're missing two parents that didn't bring bag of goodies. And she's like, I just had no idea. I'm like, me neither. And that's what happens, and I thank God nobody else was in there except for her and I. Thank God I didn't see another mom come in and have her see me. I don't know if she would judge me. I don't know. But the point is, I think there's so much judgment around all of this, right? Like maybe a stay-at-home mom who loves to do that. Or maybe not even a stay-at-home mom. Maybe a mom who loves to be super crafty. By the way, I used to be that way. I don't know what happened to me. But, maybe a crafty mom would look at me and this other lady and look at us and be like, that's all you brought? I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is we're enough, and we do the best we can with what we have. And we do the best we can with what we know. I had no freaking clue, right? I told the girls at the club, and I said, ladies, and all of them were like, Karla. I'm like, nobody freaking told me. They said, bring Valentine's cards, and I brought Valentine's cards. So I went I go to the stores. Everything was sold out. I went to the dollar store, grabbed some candies and grabbed some stuff and put them in the bags, and I photo. I'm like, is this good? They're like, no, don't give them that candy. They're going to choke. I'm like, oh, shoot, I wasn't thinking. This is all they had. And so, at the end, I ended up making the little baggies and rushing back to the school and dropping them off, and Miss Rosario, she just laughed, How about the mom groups? What about that, babe? Miss Rosario, she just laughed at me. She's like, hi, Karla. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I had no idea, She's like, ay, no te preocupes, when you don't feel like you fit in because you work. I know. So, here's what I'm going to say. And I'm going to end it with this, Some people, and there's no right answer. So I'm not judging. I'm just stating the facts. Some people, that's how I felt with my sister-in-law. Oh, that must have been hard. Some people love their children with food, right? Like they love their children with food, and they make them cookies and this and the that and the this and the that. Great. That's so beautiful, right? Some women love their children with hugs and kisses and give them lots of loves and attention in that aspect. That's great. Some mothers buy their children's love, right? That's great. Whatever is good. I love what Tova said to me the other day, because I confess, I still love to feed Sebastian. Like, he sits next to me, he is capable of eating on his own. Him, okay? Confession, he's almost 4, and he's capable to do it on his own. But he definitely, when I feed him, it makes me happy. It makes me happy de estar chiquiándolo like that. I don't make him cookies. First of all, he wouldn't even freaking eat them. But I don't make him Jell-O. I don't even know if he likes it. He kind of likes it. But I don't make him all these things. For me, my love for him is, giving him love and attention. I lay with him every night. He says, Mama, lay down. I lay with him every single night and cuddle with him, So Tova said, you love your child how you want to love your child. And I was like, yes, right? You love him the way you want to love him. And don't worry about what other people do. Hold on. I want to read all these comments because you guys are actually being my therapy right now. Yeah, you don't feel like you fit in. Yes, you just do the best you can do. That's right. Yes, we do. We give what we have and give it all. Yes, we're enough. And see, you know what, Karla? I always wanted to have a house and decorate it. Now I have the house and I'm having a difficult time because I need someone to help me decorate it. But I really want to do it all myself. Oh, as moms, we should support each other, never look down on each other. Yes. The other day somebody messaged me. So Sebastian, I just sent a picture that he peed in the park. And yes, he peed standing up. But in that picture, he was squatting down because we were cleaning him. And somebody messaged me and said, you guys should really teach him how to stand up. And then another mom was like, I can't believe she said that. Moms, I always think when somebody messages me something that maybe it's not too nice, I always think they just want to help. That's how I take it. I don't take it as criticism, but yes, we need to be kinder to each other. Yes, we are enough. Almost like who I was and who I am is two different people, and I'm having to accept and don't enjoy what I enjoyed in the past. Seriously, right? I'll tell you something, babe. I'm not going to say your name, but I'm going to tell you something. When I was building my business, I really thought, I said, I want to get to president's team. I want to make over $20,000 a month so that I can stay home and be a stay-at-home mom, be a stay-at-home wife. I really, 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 really thought that's what I wanted. I really did. And then I had Sebastian. Well, I got married, but Sergio and I opened an office right away, so that was not a choice. But then I had Sebastian. I was breastfeeding him, right? You know how that goes. So I was literally home for 7 months straight. I never left. I left here and there, but I was in pajamas for 7 months straight because that kid, I don't think I was producing enough milk. So I was feeding him like almost all day long. And it wasn't until 5 months in that I actually gave him real food, right? Like little whatever puree. I would make, by the way, I just want to let you know, I made my son's food. I forgot about this. I made my son's food every single time. I never bought him Gerber. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I had the time. I made him everything. I boiled all the vegetables and grinded. He had fresh food all the time. Oh, kudos to me. And anyway, after 7 months, I was like, I'm so fucking over this. I'm so over this. I'm like, let me out. Because I love to feel productive. I love to work. Like I really, really thought I was going to love being home and doing nothing but making cookies. I don't know, and I realized just like you said, it's two different people, right? Acts of service, quality time, physical, yes. The acts of love, we all love differently. Yes, the bottom line is to give our children love and affection no matter how you do it. Yep. And no matter how you do it, it's perfect the way you want to do it. So anyway, I just wanted to come on here. If any moms are ever feeling like, man, I wish I were like that, or why shouldn't I be like that, or my mom was like that, or my grandma was like that, just stop. Just stop and know that you are doing the best you can with what you know and what you have and who you are. More importantly, you're doing the best you can with who you are. And thank you guys for chiming in. Thank you for all the comments. And I'm just going to end with this. Be kind to one another, but most importantly, be kind to yourself. Regardless, I've been crying about this for the last 2 days. Regardless of what anybody says, thinks, gives you an opinion, So I'll tell you, somebody said something very hurtful to me, and that's what provoked the pain, right? And I was like, it triggered me. And then I just thought, you know what, I had to think, why am I so emotional? Why did I get so hurt with that comment, right? And I had to think about it. I thought, it's because I want to do the best I can. I want to give Sebastian the best of me. I want to give him the best of everything. I'm not talking about material things, just the best of everything. And then this morning when I was running, I thought, you know what? I can only give him who I am. I cannot give him a Betty Crocker because you guys, I'm not that woman, and it's freaking okay. I run a multi-freaking $1 million business. I gotta give myself some slack. And the other day I was telling somebody, I'm like, I hope this doesn't sound conceited, but this is just the truth. If I were working in corporate America, which I wouldn't, but if I were, I would be, I would be like a VP. I would have a very high ranking position in corporate America. And therefore, I would probably be gone all the time. Would I give myself such a hard time if I was always gone? Let's say I was working for, I don't know, Shake Incorporated, and I was the VP of that company. I would be gone morning. I wouldn't be coming home till really late at night. I would be gone all the time. And then guess what? The guilt would be like, I'm always working, I'm not here. So the guilt would be different, right? But the reality is, because I'm home, sometimes the expectations get skewed. Screwed too. They get skewed because I'm home. So you kind of feel like, well, I should be, could be, whatever. But I'm thinking, you know what? If I get to be running a multi-million-dollar business from home, But that doesn't mean that I am like home all day, like doing washing and laundry. Like, yes, yeah, that's what you want to do. That's fantastic. But that's not like, if I want my business to grow, if I want my business to produce, I have to give it attention. And that means saying no to other things. That means saying no to sometimes the Betty Crocker or the sweeping or whatever, right? And it's okay, because if I was not home, I would be at a corporation running somebody else's dream. Okay, just saying. And I think nobody would give me a hard time. Nobody would probably say anything, because they would be like, oh, sí, es que she's the VP and she's at Shake Incorporated in downtown LA and she works a lot. She works 12, 13 hours. But because it's my own business, all of a sudden, people don't take it as serious. People think that I should have all this time in the world. I'm thinking, do you not realize that I'm running if I were to add up how many millions my business does a year, like, I've got a huge organization that need my time, my attention. So just because I'm home, Sandoval, I'm talking to myself, okay? Just because I'm home doesn't mean I'm home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm home, but I'm working. But I'm home working. And I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges during the pandemic. It was a blessing that we got to be home. But I think from what I hear, partners and significant others and family members were kind of like, oh, but you're home. I know, but I'm working. Like, so I'm not really home. I'm just working from home in an office or whatever in the corner of a room. But I think you guys get what I'm saying, So, be kind to yourselves more than anything. Yes, you would be gone. Yeah, I would be gone all freaking day. And you know what's the worst thing? Nobody would say anything. Nobody would question me. Nobody would say anything. But because we run our own business, and because our Herbalife business is so different, people don't get it. And because they don't get it, they have an opinion about it. And now they think, pues no estás haciendo nada. I'm like, do you not realize? Like, I have a multi-million-dollar business. What do you mean I'm not doing anything? Like, it just, and it doesn't even have, you could be starting your business, but you got to take it serious in order for people to take you serious. And you have to take it serious in order for it to get to the point of, they would talk shit though. They would. You got to take it serious in order to get to those big ranks, right? And I think that sometimes a lot of women, we struggle because we want to progress, but then we have that guilt that, we're estamos descuidando, we're not putting so much attention on this because we're putting more attention on that. So, okay, I'm going to go shower now because I really smell. Look at, definitely, yeah, girl. All of a sudden, because you're home, people think you're home, but you're like, no, I'm not home. I'm actually working. Anyway, I love you guys. I just want to say, if you're a mom, be kind to yourself. Love your children the way you want to love them. It's the case she's the boss lady, por eso. Yeah, no to distractions. Hi, Tatiana. So anyhow, all sweaty. It's normal to have a job, and to be an entrepreneur is definitely underestimated. Yeah, people don't get the fact that as an entrepreneur, we're the only crazy people that are willing to work 80 hours a week for a 40-hour pay, if you're lucky. Okay, if you're lucky. Oh, thank you. I love you guys too. People will always criticize each other. Yeah, but maybe we can be the change to that. Maybe we can be the ones to, I'll tell you one thing I have really worked on is to not judge others. Even when people, which rarely happens, but whenever somebody slides into my DM and says something, I always think that they're either I've never had a rude message, but if I did, what I would think is I wonder what they're going through. Okay. But normally, even when people say whatever, I always think, oh, they're just wanting to contribute. That's what I think. They just want to help me. That's what I think, But anyway, so you guys, I used to work 40 hours plus. Yeah. And then plus traffic and everything, right? Here in LA. So you guys, I just, I'm going to go shower. Now I work for me. Yes, girl, get it. I'm going to go take a shower. I'm going to go get ready. But I just wanted to say, so happy, and I would see the love that has for you. Yes, he loves me. But you know what, Tatiana? Sometimes I always feel like maybe I should make him cookies. I don't know why the cookie thing, but that's like the picture I think people want. They want to see me in an apron. I don't know. It's just not me, and that's okay. That's okay. Because I am enough, and I love him the way I love him. And I'm going to teach him. Here's the thing. I might not make him cookies, but I am teaching my son to have an amazing life, to stand up for himself. He's a self-determined kid, that's for freaking sure. I am showing him to love himself, to honor himself, right? And I know once he gets older, I'm going to show him to be freaking like carefully fearless, meaning like no pienses. Órale, you want something? Go for it. Don't 1, 2, 3. No. 3, 2, 1, go. You know? And I think to me, those are more valuable lessons than for him to say, "Oh, my mom used to make me cookies." Maybe I'll do both. I don't know. But for me, because I don't like the cookies, I want him to say, he's going to say, you know, my mom taught me to be a badass. My mom taught me to be fearless. My mom taught me to have my own self-worth. My mom taught me to honor my word. My mom taught me to live in integrity. To me, I want to teach my son. I will teach my son, you know, those skills and that attitude that's going to get him farther in life. And I want him to have those memories of me. And maybe I'll make him cookies here and there too. Pero who am I kidding? It's just not me. I'd rather go buy the cookies, to be honest with you. Here's the truth, okay? I'd rather buy him the cookies and sit and have a conversation with him. There you go, the love languages. To me, I'd rather have that quality time than the acts of service, right? I'd rather have that quality conversation with him and have him remember me sitting. Maybe I say this because I always see my mom cooking. I always see oh my God, I just got an aha. I just got an aha moment in my head. So if you guys don't know, okay, I was going to go, but here, I'm going to share this with you guys. My mom is the most amazing mother, okay? She's the most amazing cook. When you go to her house, she has a big old kitchen with a big old island. And on the island, she has her stove, okay? And when you go visit her, okay, Mom, if you're listening, I'm sorry. But when you go visit her, thank you, babe. You're incredible, too. When you go visit her, all she does is cook the entire time. Like, Mama, siéntate. Sit. I want to talk to you. Sit. I want to spend time with you. She keeps herself so busy in the kitchen. I just got it. I associate that with something not good. Oh my God. I associate that with something not good. Because when we go visit her, we have to tell her 1,010 times, please sit down. Be with us. She's cooking, she's cleaning, she's always keeping herself busy in the kitchen. And in my head, I'm like, I'd rather you just sit down. Or like, for example, but that's her. I know, okay? I know that that's her way of showing us love. But for us, all her 3 kids and everybody that goes to visit her, we tell her all the time, sit down. Because it makes us uncomfortable to see her so busy. And like, you know, she's like, she cooks so fast, so there's no room to help her, you know? And I just got that. He's going to be a go-getter just like his mama. Yes, he is. Anyway, you guys, I love you. I'm going to have this amazing shake. It's banana caramel and rebuilt. And Mommy, if you're listening, sit down and eat with us. Let's order some food and just sit down and eat with us. Or cook and sit down and eat with us, okay? My mom's always the last one to sit. Always the last one to eat. And that has always bothered me. I just got an aha moment. Isn't that interesting? Something to think about. Okay. All right, guys. That in a man is everything. You go, girl. Oh, thank you. All right, guys. Take care. Be good to yourselves. Love each other. Love yourself and respect each other. And respect yourself more than anything. And stop having so many expectations that maybe they don't even serve you. Have a blessed day.